In the news, government-recruited patrols sentenced to 30 years in jail for raping 36 women. Court issues arrest warrant against former Minister of Petroleum. At least 8 people confirmed killed in Cameroon's stampede. Details shortly. This is TOS Television, your digital-first Pan-African news network. I am Merciful Ajinomo, and you're watching TOS News 360. Guatemala's highest court has sentenced 5 former paramilitary soldiers to 30 years in jail for raping 36 indigenous women during the country's decades-long civil war. Their attacks by the former members of the so-called Civil Defense Patrol, an array of armed groups recruited by Guatemala's army, took place between 1981 and 1985 in and around the town of Rabinao. A German woman, Messing Leonora, is facing trial for allegedly aiding and abetting crimes against humanity. The woman, who left for Syria at 15 to join the ISIL armed group, is now aged 21 and will be facing the court on Tuesday in the eastern German city of Halle on allegations that she and her ISIL husband enslaved the Yazidi woman in Syria in 2015. And now to Nigeria, where Nigeria's Ministers of Finance, Budget and National Planning Zainab Ahmed and her counterpart in the petroleum resources sector, Timipre Silva, have stated that the Nigerian government is not in a hurry to remove subsidy on petroleum products, explaining that provisions has been made for subsidy payment to marketers in the 2022 budget. Both ministers made a revelation on Monday at a session with the President of the Senate, Dr. Ahmed Lawan, and other principal officers of the Red Chamber. The Federal High Court in Abuja has issued an arrest warrant against Nigeria's former Minister of Petroleum Resources, Dezani Alison Madueke. The presiding Judge, Bolaji Olajuwon, made the order on Monday following an oral application made by Farouk Abdullah, counsel to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. The former presiding Judge, Ijoma Ojukwu, had declined to grant a bench warrant on the grounds that the EFCC failed to enforce a criminal summons that was issued against the ex-minister on July 24, 2020. To developments across Africa, Mali's government has called on Denmark to immediately withdraw a contingent of troops deployed to the West African nation as part of an international counter-terrorism force. The military government, which took power in a coup in 2020, said the deployment of about 90 Danish soldiers had taken place without its consent and failed to follow protocol. Denmark says it's in touch with the government in Bamako and it's working intensely to clarify the situation. This is your digital-first Pan-African news network, TOS Television, and you are watching TOS News 360. More Africa, business and sports stories when we return. Do stay with us. Thanks for staying. Nadia Akacha, the chief of staff to the Tunisian President Kais Saied, on Facebook, announced her resignation over differences of opinion. Akacha has been one of President Saied's closest aides and most trusted advisor, and is believed to have played an important role in his decision to suspend parliament and take full executive power last year. And now to Senegal, where the governing party has admitted defeat in the capital Dakar and the southern city of Ziguinchor in Sunday's local elections, widely seen as a test of President Macky Sall's popularity ahead of general elections in 2024. Barthélemy Dias is set to become mayor of Dakar and Wesmine Sonko the mayor of Ziguinchor. Talking business, the International Monetary Fund Board on Monday approved a 3-year $455 million loan for the Republic of Congo to help undergird the small African nation's economic recovery. The global crisis lender will provide $90 million immediately under the extended credit facility to help the oil-dependent country deal with the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. The IMF estimates the economy will grow 2.4% this year after a slight contraction in 2021. In talking sports, no fewer than 8 people, including a child, were killed and 38 more injured in a stampede on Monday outside an African Cup of Nations football match in Cameroon. Video showed crowds of screaming football fans being crushed at the entry gates to the Olembe Stadium, also called the Paul Biya Stadium in the capital Yaoundé, before the host nation's round of 16 games against Comoros, the Central African nation's national broadcaster reported. The last 16 match between Cameroon and Comoros took place despite the incident and ended with a 2-1 win for the host, who advanced to the quarterfinals. The organizers of the Australian Open have reversed a ban on T-shirts supporting Chinese tennis player Peng Shuai after a global outcry. Last Friday, security staff had asked spectators to remove T-shirts and a banner saying, "Where is Peng Shuai?" before entering the crowd. Ms. Peng vanished for weeks after accusing a top Chinese official of sexual misconduct in November. And that is TOS News 360 on your digital first Pan-African news network. For more updates, visit www.tostvnetwork.com. Follow and like our social media handles on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. And remember to subscribe on YouTube. Do stay with us and enjoy more programs on the network. I am Messing Leonora. Thanks for watching.